CDs versus cassettes. Why CDs are way better. Why are you so much better off buying and using CDs rather than ever using a cassette? Again, here are some 3 reasons why. I'm going to explain what CDs are, I'm going to bag on cassettes, and then I'm going to mention differences between the two. CDs, to start off, if you don't already know yet, are circular discs that hold information and music. The biggest I've seen, well, the smallest I've seen, holds up to 80 minutes of music and 2 gigs of memory, which is pretty awesome. Yes. If you put more music on there than anything else, the CD will fit into almost any boombox slash radio slash probably even cassette player. I don't know. That's how good CDs are. And they will fit into any stereo ever made by anybody. Even if there's no CD slot whatsoever, the CD will play because that's how freaking cool they are. But they break too easily. It's like, if a 5-year-old gets a hold of it, it's like, I'm hungry, I want cookie. Oh crap, that was $5. That just went into my 5-year-old's mouth. Holy crap. Or if you're just walking along in your house, and then, oh crap. That was my $15 Nickelback CD. Oh well, no loss. Walking along, crap, there goes Metallica. Now it's the end of the world, now you can panic. But cassettes suck even more. I'm not saying that CDs suck, they don't. They are freaking awesome. But cassettes suck. I mean, they're basically tapes. Why are they called tapes? They don't tape anything together, but there's tape inside them. So basically you're buying a tape that holds tape. That's confusing. That's almost as saying a mirror that doesn't reflect. What is that called? I don't know. But they break too easily. Like, seriously, you could be probably putting it into the cassette and they will just break in half, or the tape will freaking do whatever and then spurt out the bottom where the tape is red. Or if water gets in it, even the smallest drop of water, if that gets onto the tape, it ruins it forever. Or if the casing gets scratched or snapped, it will never play again, so you're screwed. And I think cassettes are probably about $20 to $25. Well, was, because they were expensive and they were new. But MP3s won't. They're even better than CDs. They're not circular. They could be, but they're most likely not. You are way better off with an MP3 more than anything if you want music. But yeah, besides that's beside the point. The differences are my third point. The differences between CDs and cassettes. Well, you can say like one thing that they're like. They hold memory. Moving on to differences. CDs break less often than cassettes do. That has actually been tested and proven. Anything a CD has been thrown on a wall. One CD has been thrown on a wall 6 times by scientists, and it didn't break. Cassettes, they broke after the second hit. So, yeah. Cassettes just plain suck. Like, seriously, they break too often. If anything happens to them, they just break. And I swear I'd rather be in math class. And cassettes aren't even used anymore. Seriously, if anyone wants a cassette, go back to the 60s. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find one there, if not. So, to wrap everything up, my points were to help you decide whether to buy an MP3 or CDs, because after this, cassettes basically don't even exist. So that's why I explain CDs, explain what cassettes are, and the differences between the two, because you got one common thing between the two, and you've got possibly a billion differences. And in the end, MP3s beat all. There is no way you can beat an MP3 unless an MP3 goes into a cassette player or something like that, but I highly doubt that because MP3s rock. And iPods, don't argue with me on this, I know from fact that iPods are MP3s made by Apple, so do not freaking argue. Got it?